Thursday morning at about 10, we get to discuss renewable energy in regards to what Centenary Bank has to offer. And as usual in studio today, we are still going to dive more into renewable energy and the renewable energy loans that Centenary Bank is offering. With me in studio, I have Lubega, who works with Centenary Bank. Lawrence, you're welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Dear viewers, good morning. Today, I'm here to talk about our renewable energy facility, all the mitigants the Centenary Bank has put in place to avert the alarming situation of environmental degradation. I remain my name Lubega Lawrence, and I'm a supervisor at Centenary Bank in renewable energy.
Let's start off with, again, just highlighting a little more about renewable energy loans and what is that all about?
Our renewable energy loans, we designed them to extend these are facilities we extend to clients to acquire systems that so to acquire systems that are energy efficient. These are in the field of solar. Solar power connection, improved cook stoves, LPG gas, biogas. So we extend loans to our clients and all other stakeholders so that they can access these systems in either on commercial basis or on a domestic basis.
You talked about the Cente Show and then the power connection and then the green loan products. Just give us a little bit more detail into what this is all about.
Yeah, for these products, the Centenary Bank designed these products to meet customers' needs. When we talk about solar, we are talking about this energy that is generated from the sun. You know that this kind of energy which is non-depletable and we can access it at any time. So when we talk about solar, we generate this energy that is generated from the sun, and we talk about it can provide us with light. Still, with solar, you can use it for water pumping. You can use it for water irrigation. Still, when you install a solar system, you can also use it for water heating, most especially in institutions like hotels, all hospitals. They can still use these solar systems for sorry. They can use it for water heating and also for refrigeration. You see that in hospitals, they have the challenge with the hydroelectricity, and if at all they install solar, which is constantly available in stock, because we are at the equator, you understand that being on the equator, we have constant sun rays which hit on our surface, and if we tap on that, we mean that a hospital, we have constant cooling of those medicines that require to be kept in cool temperatures. So that's what that's all in as far as solar is concerned.
So all these loans, I mean the Cente Solar loans, are basically for projects that are connected with solar.
Yeah, definitely projects that are connected with solar. Yes, that's true. Even those who are directly dealing the systems, we still can finance them for working areas, so that we require working capital to increase on their stock. Even those who are contracted to build mini grids, because you see, like government has worked with the private partners to see that they construct mini grids, like in that of Kabla Soke. When we go, as we're going to East Gomba, we find it in Kabla Soke. That mini grid is the power is generated is separate to the main grid, so we can still finance such projects to see that we increase on production of energy. That's solar, but we also, as you mentioned, we have power connection. Power connection here, we are talking about hydroelectricity, which is which has been in Uganda for a long time. And here we look at many spaces of financing. We still can give you money to do house wiring, because you understand that when you're close to the main grid, you need to have power into your house, but find that the lines are running across villages, but few people have tapped power from that main grid. So what we encourage that if you have a main power supply in your area, you can reach us to give you money to do the house wiring. We can finance you still to connect to from a pole to your house. That's what we call connection fees. There are those ones who are far from the main grid, and you can purchase poles individually. You can finance you to construct those put-up electric poles up to when you get power reaches your home. Still, we can finance you. You might be having power, but when power has challenges, which challenges might stem from maybe it is over high voltage or low voltage. We can finance you to get a transformer which can stabilize your power. Those are what we call equipment, purchase of equipment. Still under our power connection, you can finance someone to scale up the power, which you might be having a single phase and you want to convert to a three phase. You can finance you for conversion from single phase to three phase, so that you increase on power voltage. Most especially those who are owning factories or industries, because a factory can't run on a single phase, so it call upon those who are in that space. Can finance them to scale up their power supply. Then those who are directly involved in this space of power distribution can finance you to execute your contract, as long as if at all you've got a contract from, say, government, and you need the capital to execute that, we can finance you under our contract financing. And also those who are still in electric, those dealing in electric gadgets can finance you for working capital to increase your stock. That is under our power. Still, with our renewable energy products, because there are many, because we designed them to meet these customers' needs. Because not everyone will need solar, not all might be having power in your house, but you need these cook stoves, clean cooking gadgets. We still can finance you under our green financing to acquire and improve cook stoves, or purchase of gas cylinders, so that you can install your gas system into your house. That those who are rearing animals and animal waste are being disposed of. Yet the same waste you can convert them into biogas. We can finance you to do a biogas system at your house, because we found that that biogas, you can still use it for lighting, you can still use it for cooking. So instead of incurring costs of electric bills, you do your electricity at home using animals, which the waste from your animals, most especially the cow, goats, anything that gives us, even if you are rearing chicken in a cage system,
right.
That chicken waste, we can use it to generate electricity or gas for cooking. That also, in this space also, we saw that many people out there, they are suffering of water supply. We say that we saw that need, we need to design a product so that we can extend facilities for people who want to do water harvesting. Because if you have a home and you don't have where to store your water, you can finance it by a water tank so that you tap water from your house instead, the rainwater in particular for rainhouse. Then if you are close to the main water supply, you can finance you for to connect water into your home or your premises, depending on your need and capacity. Still in that space of renewable energy, we can finance those who want to do boreholes. There are areas where the water bodies are far. You can't pump water from far distance area, but you can dig sink a borehole within your compound, and instead of using manual energy to pump water out from the ground, you can still use a solar system that can finance you to install a water pump system using solar, so that you can easily have water pumped pumped from the ground using that solar energy systems. Or if you are connected to the main grid, you can get electric water pump. If you are told you've sunk a borehole, you can instead, as I mentioned, instead of using the manual kind of to pump, you can use that electric water pump.
Okay.
So basically those are the kind of products we've designed to meet, because we've studied the community, and we see that the only way we can be impactful in the society is to design such products.
Yes, I can see there is really thought process there. When you said, when you were talking about these products, I could see that these products are not just for people in the urban areas, but also it can really greatly help people in the rural areas in regards to people who have large-scale agriculture and people who want solar. And so this is not just tailored for a specific category of people, but it's cross-cutting, not so?
Yes, exactly.
You could also elaborate a little more about the categories of people that can actually benefit from this.
Definitely, we as Centenary Bank, we are people bank.
Yes.
We work towards meeting people's needs. So we don't segregate people, either you are from urban area or you are from the village. And you see even when you see Centenary Bank as our registrational name, we are Centenary Rural Development, meaning we are passionate about developing or preferring people's income, especially those in the villages, because we know they are vulnerable and they need a lot of support via financial accessibility, and that's why our process we are streamlined to or easing up to meet even those in the villages who don't have proper more knowledge about financial network. We open doors so that even that one who has 10,000 can also have an account in the bank. That's our flexibility. So in this space of renewable energy, we see people in cattle corridors. They suffer a lot during the dry seasons, where animals, they don't have water for water, and also the grass itself dries up. So our products for solar, we looked at it, if at all, and say if at all our clients who are in the cattle corridor can embrace these systems of drilling water from sinking boreholes, then they pump water using the solar systems. They can still irrigate their grass, so that animals get fodder for feeding. Even they can they will use drill water. They will pump water for animals for drinking. So we're looking at it, and though we see that if all category of clients embrace it, they will be able to have constant, their animals will keep on having constant grass and also water. Then when you look at those in, say, fruit production, those in vegetable production, we see that at times they also suffer during dry season because they don't have water. Or if they have water, it is at a distance. So that manual kind of taking water from the water body or water source for irrigation, it becomes hectic, and we find that people, instead of making 3 acres, the person, because of manual labor, he would be do only 1 acre. But if at all they install a solar irrigation system, they can ably do, let's say, more acreage, which can translate into generation of more income. So those are the kind of intervention we see, that even if we are told we are to be relevant, we need to reach out to those farmers who are doing maybe who are doing vegetable production. I mentioned those one cattle, because the cattle fattening, those who are in business for cattle fattening, and they need faster growth of animals so that they put in the market. So if at all they are to look into that way, animals are for commercial purpose. How do I feed them? How do I have constant grass to feed, or water? That's the way to go. That's why we designed that product for them. And then those in urban areas, we see that those of us who are in slums, we find that the hygiene is wanting. So that's why we came out with what we call wash loans. This, so that instead of digging a pit latrine, tomorrow it gets filled up, you move to another place to dig, and the land is, you're not expanding the land, but you're keeping on digging everywhere. We finance you to put up an improved pit latrine that can be drained using cesspools. So that's we designed also to get clean water. We can still finance so that we get connected. So we are we're looking not affluent, but our aim is to see that even those ones deep in the village, those in the slums, they can live a better life if at all they embrace these products we've put in place. And also in the long run, we shall have impacted on their incomes. Then even environmental conservation will be taken care of.
Okay. I think you've kind of answered my next question there, which was, you've partly answered it, because I was going to tell you, these are all very nice products that are going to really help people out there, both in the rural and in the urban areas. You've seen a cross-cutting of categories of people, the ones in the slums, the rurals, and everyone can really be involved. But someone would actually ask, why is it so important to Centenary Bank right now for this renewable energy to really be out there?
Yeah, that's why is it important. And you look what is happening globally. You will see that there are a lot of floods, there are a lot of dry spells. Seasons have changed. When I was growing up, we knew that by Feb you're preparing land, and and the late Feb you're planting, because rains, you expect rains by March, you're having rains. But things have changed. You find that even rain comes in January, where we expected a dry season. So all those aspects, we saw that there, if we are pro-people, if at all we design such products so that we extend facilities to mitigate such adverse effects, we can be impactful. That's why you see that with flooding, we are looking at those most I've mentioned those in in slums, and we find most of people in slums, they are living most in areas which are a bit soggy. So the only way to mitigate it is having improved toilets, because if you concur with me that most cases when it rains, people drain their latrines. But to avoid such instances is to go into this improved latrines. Then another thing which we saw that if we were to finance the people and ask the bank to continue financing, because there is financing, but will you continue financing? If at all the person you financed is the house is washed away, or the business washed away, will you be able to continue financing that person? So another way, you're also not becoming sustainable. So in order to be sustainable in our financing, we design these products so that we can mitigate these effects on the environment, which affects not only the business but also human life. That's why we came out with those pieces, and we are passionate about to see that people partake these products. Because if at all, say, someone has been using firewood, and this fire, when you are using firewood, you have to know, you put it into consider that someone has cut a tree somewhere for you to get this firewood. And to mitigate it, use an improved cook stove, so that instead of you using, say, a tipper lorry for firewood in a year or in a month, unless you are using just like one stem of a tree for entire month. So that way you're reducing on the usage of firewood, and also you are reducing on the trees that would be cut. So that is in the space, and when a tree is there, you know what it means. Because it is from the trees that we get most of our rains, and also the carbon dioxide we emit is also taken consumed by those trees. So if you find a home which has no tree, there are so many issues around it, because the carbon dioxide that they emit is not going anywhere. They inhale it again. And what does it translate to? Those are the kind of constant infections in the family that we hear about, because they don't have something that absorbs whatever is emitted. And even the firewood the people are using, there's still that carbon that's emitted from the firewood still is not going anywhere. Nothing to absorb, so that you also get clean energy, clean air. Because they absorb the filter and they release the oxygen, which is beneficial to a human being. So that's you see, that's why we're saying that in order also to increase people's life expectancy. The measure of life expectancy is the measure to me. I feel that it's because of what we are using, that also which affects our health. That even those who are measuring the life expectancy is what type of gadgets are using for maybe lighting, cooking. So all those ones, if they calculate what you inhale, where the carbon, it means that it affects you your life in the long run, and eventually reduces your life. So, but if at all we go clean, the presumption is we shall increase people lifespan. And also, as a bank, we should be able, that is what we call sustainability. We have increased someone's lifespan, meaning I will continue lending to this person.
Okay.
So to uplift his or her life.
So I'm just thinking, I want to get a loan from Centenary Bank, and I'm just wondering, why don't I just go get a regular loan? What's the difference between me getting a renewable energy loan and a regular loan?
Yeah, for getting a renewable energy loan, because as we've been sharing, renewable energy loans are we look at them as loans that one, they impact directly on your well-being, via health. They also impact on the environment you're living in. They do. They still. They are convenient in one or another, because if you say if you are taking a solar loan, we say that we are so flexible in processing for you that facility, because we understand what impact it's going to bring onto your life. Then the interest rate itself, as compared to other normal loans, it is cheap. When you look at the entire market, the interest rates on the market, these loans are cheap. Then the period itself, when you look at these facilities, the period we give is a bit long, because we take up to 60 months of repayment. So meaning even the repayment is, we have those flexible payments in the, for renewable energy loans. So meaning that if a person is taking such facilities vis-a-vis the other one, has a higher advantages, and as well as interest rate is concerned, the flexible repayment, the period, and the time of getting the facility.
Okay. So you've just highlighted one of the benefits of renewable energy loans. And one of the things that you've talked about, or some of the things you've talked about, is the easy access of the loan, and then the interest rate. And then I'm so interested in the interest rate. Let's dig a little more into the interest rate, and how is that different from a regular loan? Yeah.
The interest rate was, when I talk about the interest rate as being cheap and low, you find that these facilities, sorry, you find that these facilities go to up to, say, 15% per annum, and you're not reducing balance principal, which means that in real terms, if you go by a fixed interest rate, it is like it's like 8% per annum when you translate it into a fixed one. So we have, in lending we have different terminologies. So when you say declining and fixed, for declining, you see the interest rate you pay. Say if you've taken, say, 2 million, if you pay me an installment to the following month, so if you take, meaning I will reduce your principal by that margin. If you've been taken to me, meaning if I reduce by, if you reduce your principal by 100,000, that means 1.9. So the subsequent month, you don't pay interest on the 2 million. You pay on interest on the 1.9, which has remained. Still, it goes like that until the expiry period. Yet on a fixed, or a flat rate, what you term it, a flat rate. You pay your interest on until the expiry of the loan on the 2 million. So it however much you reduce on the principal, it will remain count you on the 2 million you've taken. So that's why we're saying these loans are cheap, because we keep on you keep paying on interest on the balance you've reduced. So that's and when you convert it, even on a monthly basis, it's like 1.1% per month.
Yeah.
So meaning in the market, it's one of the cheapest facilities which anyone can find. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's really encouraging.
So some people think when they mention 15% per annum, others think of 1 month per month, which is wrong.
Yeah.
We are talking for 12 months. So meaning someone has to put in, tabulate it and scale it down to a month. That is only 1.1% per month. Where can you find such interest rate?
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
It is. It is a good deal. Well, the other benefit that you talked about in regards to the renewable energy loan is basically the flexibility. And you talked about how the flexibility of the payment plan is really good. Let's talk about that. Give us a little more detail of what you mean by it is flexible and someone out there needs to understand.
Yeah, when we talk about flexibility of these facilities, we are saying like the securities, because like other normal loans, we call it for fixed security. But now these ones, we are looking at, you can use, like say if you purchase a solar system, the solar system itself is the collateral, the main collateral we take. So meaning that instead of bringing your land agreement or your land title, you can still use that system as the collateral and you are lighting. So at the end of the day, so that's how flexible it is. Then you can as well use say household items. Instead of sticking in your agreement or title, you can use household items to access such such facility, depending on the amount. Then the payment or payment plan per se, we advocate for how we design our payments. How the client will pay, we design on reflect on when that person realizes income. So we are saying if you are in production, agriculture production, because you're a farmer, some people understand farming. If a farmer of say maize, we understand maize takes like say 4 months for growth. Then they do that for drying and the marketing. When you look for the market, meaning it will take you like 6 months. So we shall give you a grace period and pay after 6 months when you've sold your maize to pay for this. Then you can, so if we finance, that is when you finance the farmer who is in production. But those farmers who are in marketing, produce marketing, those one can pay on a monthly basis because they keep on realizing income. Then there are when we look at say an institution like a school, and these institutions they utilize income during on a termly basis. So we design the school payment on a termly basis. So meaning if first term we can put an installment when your kids are back to school. Then second like that, depending on the period we've given you. So that's how we design. There are those ones who also receive irregular payments. Irregular payments. Irregular payments we can put depending quarterly, half yearly, or 1 year pay, full year pay. So in these periods, that's what we get a grace period. You're not paying until you get that payment and pay. Most especially the contractors. Those are the kind of people we design such payments. Because we know you have to first execute your contract, then you get paid. After payment, you pay the bank. So that's how flexible and easy to access that facility because we look at your income in totality. But if a salary earner, because you earn salary on a monthly basis, we design your payment on a monthly basis.
Okay.
So that you don't divert your income. Because you know at times challenges come along the way if you're given time, a lot of time or grace periods, yet you on a monthly basis you get. So we avoid such instances and also not to inflict on your income.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is it easy to process this loan, the turnaround time?
The turnaround time, we have a standard as a bank. Centenary Bank has put in place tools, all systems to keep tracking people's applications once they come in. So we advise, we put a standard that someone who is our current client, or the client whom we've been with, at least you actually can, if you put in an application, you take like maximum 3 days and you walk away with that money. Then there's these new clients who come in. Those ones we've designed it that at least we take 5 days to access your facility. So that's easy. It's easy to access such facilities.
Tell me about the upfront costs that are involved before, like, getting this loan.
Yeah, upfront cost, there is someone's contribution, and because we understand that these are non-income generating facilities, and you have to have a feel, and because of that instance of being our flexibility in accessing them, we see that if you've not, the system itself becomes a security, at least someone has to have that feeling of belonging by making a simple contribution of, say, 10 to 50% of the cost of the item. So that's one of the upfront costs. Then there is the processing fee and application fees, which is like a processing. It's borne on the loan, a facility you are taking. It's not that you pay it directly. It's borne on the facility you are taking. The same applies to insurance. It's borne on the loan you are taking. But the application fees, those ones you pay them because you are just coming in to show interest that you want this facility. You can pay the application fee up front.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we go to the requirements that are needed for a renewable energy loan, are they the same kind of requirements needed for a regular loan, or it kind of differs? If so, just take us through some of the basic requirements that are needed to get this renewable energy loan.
Yeah, most of the requirements are more or less similar to any other loans because they're all loans. But most important is like one of the requirements, someone has to have an account with Centenary Bank. Then this person should have a national ID or a financial card. Then that person, to access this facility, should have source of income. Now the other like when it mentions collateral, those are marginal, because those are on a case-by-case basis. So the most important things are those three, which we look at and which require for someone to possess before accessing the facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have talked about this question before, but someone out there may not have known. It could be questions that are still lingering. Is it okay to get a renewable energy loan with Centenary Bank if I have a running loan still with you?
Yes, you can get more than 2 loans from Centenary Bank, as long as your income can sufficiently support you in acquiring those facilities. Meaning, if you have capacity to service all those 2 or 3 loans at a go, we can give them to you because we allow the access to your capacity. So there's no way, there's no way you can stop someone to be financed as long as he has the capacity to pay. Ours is 230. We meet clients' needs, and the needs might differ. You might be having, say, a business loan. Today you are running a business. Then the following day, someone comes, is selling you land, and you come to us, we can finance you to acquire that land, to purchase that land. Then the next day you you find that you have a challenge with your power, then you want to maybe install a solar, so we can finance you to acquire a solar system to back up your hydroelectric power. So that's already you're running the referendum, but as long as the incomes can easily support those loans.
Right.
Yes.
Let's go back a little bit to these projects. Just kind of highlight how these projects that we get add the value to our property in regards to when we get a loan and we have ongoing projects. How does it add value really to the property?
You know, I'm not a professional valuer, but I understand in reality that when you have power in your house and you have maybe constant light, already you've increased the security of your home. That's the first security measure you put on board. Meaning even that area, the value or the beauty has appreciated or increased in one or another. Then when you say you put a cook stove, meaning one or another you're saving on your income which would have been spent on, say, charcoal or firewood. So that income can be translated into other development or income generating projects. So in totality, you are increasing on your income, and meaning even the value of as a family, you become you become so kind of say people whom people can seek guidance from. So you become a kind of like opinion lead families in the community. So if you put such thing, or the increase even when you put such systems into your home, or like solar power, meaning even your kids have ample time to read their books because they have a constant light, which can be used for reading. Then, meaning their performance will drastically change compared to those who don't have power in their homes. Then you see even the time kids maybe spent going to collect water. If at all you've installed water in your home or you are harvesting water, you have the people, these kids will have time for maybe time for playing, to exercise, and also to relax. So other than doing a lot of moving to collect water. And when the kids' security is checked, because when they move distances to pick water, you don't know what can happen along the way. So all those things keep on improving our lives and society and appreciating our properties.
This is really nice because it's actually life-changing. It doesn't just add value to the property, but it also adds values to us as people, as human beings. It makes our lives better, and it's actually a good thing, not just for property, but individuals, families. It spreads to communities.
Exactly.
And there are some advantages of getting this loan as, for example, as a business vis-a-vis as an individual, or an individual would actually benefit more than a group or a school or an institution, or it's just cross-cut, like same level ground?
Basically, it can't be a level ground because when you look at, because there are different needs of different customer segments.
Right.
So when you look at an institution in totality, say school, You find that when a school is running using, say, hydroelectricity, you know, in Uganda at large, that we have a challenge with constant power supply. So you find that instead of maybe to back up their power, they are using generators, and generators emit a lot of fumes into the air, which affects our environment and also the community itself. So in order to curb usage of, say, generators, a school can install a solar system to run their lighting, still even the equipment, instead of they can be using the solar, or do what we call hybrid. You are running solar and at the same time hydroelectric power. Because at times there are, you know, there are those technical terms where there is peak hours and non-peak hours, and the tariffs are low. And also, when the tariffs are high, you go to solar. When you know the tariffs will be low, you can go to power. So you do balance, so that at the end of the day, you're saving on the income as a school. Still, as a school, if you've been using firewood and you install a cook stove, still you'll be saving on money spent on firewood. Because if I give an example, if say school has been using, say, 5 trucks in a term, and they have installed a cook stove, an improved cook stove, those what we call institutional cook stoves, which use little firewood, mean that in the term, those who have been using 6 will be maybe using 1 truck. And if a truck has been going at 800,000, so translate up times 6 times the 6, that's already that's already like sorry, that's already 56 million. So 56 sorry, that already 5.6 million per term. But now after installation of this cook stove, you've reduced from 6 to 1, meaning you're saving 5 trucks. 5 trucks, you're saving 4 million. You're saving roughly 4 million for the school.
Right.
You get it? So meaning at the end of the day, the income goes back to the school, and they do other development projects, which can still benefit the school. So that is on an institutional level. Then for an individual, still for an individual, if put up solar, or you have a meme, or you have improved the cook stove, the income also, you keep on saving an income, and also uplifting the lives of your family in such short time. Then for the farmer, it will keep on making the farmer, if at all they install a solar water pump or irrigation system, they will be able to produce the all year round, because they keep on planting and harvest and selling. So meaning they will keep on generating income on the entire year. They'll be putting something into their pockets. So it keeps on, it keeps on improving these families, individuals and institutions, and they think of expansion. So that's how they in all these products keep on impacting on the income and even the society we live in, because they also can benefit. Because if you put up water for, say, water, sunk a borehole and you are pumping water, you can still do business, water business, selling water to the communities. So in other words, you're increasing on your incomes. So that's how these products are beneficial to the individuals, to the institutions, to institutions like schools. If they're told it's a hospital, still they can put up solar system lighting and even refrigeration. Because you find there's some kind of drugs, or most of the vaccines, which need a lot to be kept in cold temperatures. And if you don't have power, you can't sustain such such drugs into your hospital or dispensaries or clinics. So we are saying that if at all these institutions are to have a feel of what impact, of how to change to do their part as far as environmental conservation is concerned, let's look at Centenary Bank as a mitigator. How do they mitigate? By financing you to have these gadgets put in place.
Right. And so one of the core goals of Centenary Bank is basically to make sure that the products are of high quality. And how is that connected to renewable energy loans? How do we make sure that the products that are given to the customers out there are of good quality? Just explain it to us.
Oh, yes. What we have done as the bank is to go into a kind of marriage or signing MOUs with reputable institutions to make sure that whatever they supply in the market, they're of high quality. If at all, we've signed MOU with solar companies and work hand in hand with their regulatory bodies, like you say. Also, if it comes to improved workshops, we are working with their body to see that whatever they produce is of high quality. And also with these systems, we request that whatever you give out, it has a warrant. A warrant which is not less than 2 years. So that the customer gets confidence that if at all, say, his or gadget gets is supplied with a defect, the supplier can either replace or do a repair, depending on such a kind of defect. And also we encourage these suppliers to do what we call after sales service, to extend that service for free for up to pay certain period, so that there's nothing. And you see at times also why would we encourage that after sales service is also to keep on monitoring how the usage of these gadgets, because you know the communities. These are new things, new technologies on the market. People might not be able to know how to use them efficiently. So in order for them to keep learning, these suppliers have to keep engaging them, guiding them on how to use these gadgets until when they feel that they have that capacity to use them. Yes. So that's how that's one of the factors we put in place to see that whatever is supplied in the market is of high quality. And I have a feel, I have a testimony, no one has ever come complaining of any supplier that has maybe there's a defect from a gadget that are given to them. It's because of our due diligence we do to those companies.
All right. When it comes to renewable energy loans and the regular loans, sometimes clients may not, or the customers may not exactly understand that I need a renewable energy loan right now rather than a regular loan. How do you normally help these clients?
Yeah, as a bank, we have a team on ground that is we call them personal bankers, but others call them loans officers or Musomesa kind of names. So these people, we have that first interaction they make with the client, probing what is the need of a client. Client might say, maybe I need to have a challenge with power. I have a challenge with the light at home. So that's when we come in. What type of source of energy for lighting do you need? Do you have to probe? Do you have maybe power lines running across or over or through your area? If they don't have, what's the distance from your home to the main grid? Those are the kind of questions we put across to the client. Then that's when we come up to suggest the appropriate energy source that someone can have. And then when we at times we do kind of visitations to people's homes and understand the need. Because from a mere look, we can say this one doesn't have maybe a power line. We can promote solar for this person. You don't have a water source where you get water from. We can give you a tank so that when it rains, you can easily tap this water and have a water supply at home. Then for institutions, we find that most of the institutions have power, but what are they using for cooking? They're using firewood. So if we can advise them either to do what we call improved cook stoves. These cook stoves, there are many in many forms. There are those which you use electricity, where for electricity they use boilers, so that if you're cooking beans which have been maybe taking 2 hours, within 40 minutes beans are cooked. You're saving on energy still. At the same time, on the fire on wood you have used to cook beans. So that is when you use electricity. Then there is this improved cooks where you use a little firewood. So we keep on engaging these stakeholders. What is your need? How can you improve, or how can you save on your income? Than just giving you money. So we don't just give money. We ask, what is your need? What are you going to use money for? Are you going to put in business? But does that business really need that money? So those are kind of questions. Someone might say, I need money to put in business. But when you look at the working capital, the capital he or she has is sufficient enough to run. But another way he wants money, so say to buy land, or he wants to install, to renovate a house, or to install a power, but he's saying you want money for the business. Then that's when you tell him, but if you visit that's when you tell him, but you have a challenge here for power, say, what can you do? That's when maybe they open up. No, I wanted some money, I wanted it for this purpose. Another one to put in business. Then we say, no, we can give you both loans. For working capital and for maybe a solar system or power connection. And we can tell them the advantages of having this two different type of loans. Because the other ones, the interest a bit higher, and this interest a bit lower. So that not to the customer to feel the burden, yet in actual sense we have the solutions. So that's our intervention, to see that customers get what they need.
Okay. When it comes to renewable energy technology, sometimes the costs of the technology varies, and it changes from season on time, does that affect the payment plan or the loan?
The cost of technology?
Yes.
Basically, technology keeps on changing. And if at all we've given a facility, I don't think what we've given is that technology which is running at that period.
At that point.
Yeah, so it doesn't change your payment plan.
Right.
You pay that. But depending, you might say that you might find that say that someone who has installed the solar system of maybe if you did 10 lights and you want to upscale it to say 16 lights, still you can finance you to upscale it. And that one, it means that your payment will drastically change because the amount has changed. But in other words, whatever, if it's technology change, as long as you've not changed anything, the payment plan still means we are bound by that agreement we signed. Yes. So we don't change anything. And it is fixed, it's not floating, we don't change the interest rate. If we've given it at 15%, even though the market, if our own technology, even the market can change. Because if the market changes, the interest rate might shoot up. But if at all we agreed 15%, we shall stick to that. We can't change it. So that is the beauty of this. If I find that inflation rate, you recall the time when the inflation rate went to three digit. And most commercial banks or financial institutions increased the interest rate. Right. But our loans for these particular products remained intact. We didn't change because of that agreement we have, which is saying that we give you an interest rate on this percentage. Depending on however much the market changes, it remains the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the customers are assured of stability, they're assured of reliability, quality products, easy access,
Indeed.
Low interest rate. I mean, who wouldn't want to have such a loan, really? Who wouldn't? Thank you so much, Lawrence. You could just give us your final remarks before we close off for today.
My take and I and you over there, we need to be cognizant on the environment, because we are seeing that whatever we are doing, most so say if you are building a house and you are building in the swamp, be mindful that what that house you put in the swamp, it's affecting the ecosystem for our water purification, and also you are blocking water passage, meaning you are creating floods. If you are cutting down trees for, say, setting firewood, burning charcoal, be mindful that you are affecting our you are affecting the ecosystem for the environment, meaning that we are going to suffer with changes in seasonalities. We are going to suffer along dry spells. We are going to suffer with the we've not had a lot of these strong winds, but if you cut trees, still time will come when we are going to suffer with those high winds, which will blow up our homes and also create havoc in the society. So if you also construct say an industry in a swamp or anywhere, but what you dispose, it goes into our swamps, meaning you're affecting the environment. And also if using plastics and you dump plastics anywhere, meaning you're affecting the environment. So what I want to advise us, let's all us be part to the conservation of the environment, because the future is in our hands. If at all we don't do anything, time will come that those who will come before us will have adversity, will be affected. And to save them, it's our time to save them. Let's plant trees. Let's see that the trees the trees that are in existence, we don't cut them down, but we just increase on plantation of trees. Then Let's also look at these alternatives, energy sources of say cooking, of lighting, because these energy sources, they are non-depletable and they don't have any adverse effect on the environment. So when you're using the solar, this energy is tapped from the sun. Nothing, the sun will be there, nothing will change. If you are using hydroelectricity power, meaning power generated, because those are already natural resources, where they're generating, they're generating that hydro, nothing will change. But if you're using, say, a generator, meaning a generator is emitting a lot of fumes, which affect the ozone layer. And at the end of the day, that's when we find that there's a lot of global warming. And that still affects even our farmers, because they will be affected in one or another of the high temperatures of which in turn will affect their production. So let's be environmental keepers. Let's be non-destructors to the environment. We shall live a happy life. And you know why even in some societies where domestic violence is so rampant is because of this kind of high temperatures, which has caused. You find that, say, head of a family who is maybe man, during dry season there's no shade where this person can go and relax a bit. So you see that anything small will might make him get annoyed and cause havoc in the soil. So because even in your home, leave alone this big, maybe when I talk to someone think I need to plant a forest. No, you can plant a tree in your compound, so that someone or your kids or your family members have where to relax when it's, during dry season, when the temperatures are too high. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That has been a very wonderful conclusion there, intertwining it with the conservation of our environment and our general well-being generally. Thank you so much, Mr. Lubega Lawrence from Centenary Bank. And it has been really nice having these discussions in regards to renewable energy loans and what else we can do to better our lives, better our environment. Well, I'll see you next time. I am Nora Osende. Until next Thursday at the same time, we'll be deliberating so much more still with Centenary Bank. For today, do have yourselves a wonderful day ahead, and goodbye.